What's up guys, Sean, and today we're gonna check out Millerz in Old Klang Road. Let's go! Hey guys, we are now in Old Klang Road, adjacent to it, right? And you can see traffic here is forever jam. But to think about it, Old Klang Road actually is a 5-lane road, but because of its old infrastructure, old road design, there are just a lot of branches from this main road. That's why it's very hard to have a very smooth ride. So there will be Pearl Hotel and the mall downstairs. And this direction comes from MPE, and this will be all the way to Federal Highway passing through Mid Valley. And what you can see now is the congestion of the branch in to Kuchai Lama side. Then the other branch will be to Taman Desa. Then this way, all the way, then it will be Puchong, OUG. All the old addresses that are famous, all are here. And right next to the main road will be Millerz, and there is a few components to this. But before that, for main roads coming in from this side, there will be a turn in from here, or you can just follow here, turn in all the way inside. From the traffic light, I really like that there's a branch in that can directly turn into the development from the back way. That's great. So a few observations. This has several components to it. There's an office building, there's a retail component, and residence, of course. So it will be interesting on which tower that we're going to visit later. Then the second thing is that the dressing up is really up to my taste, right? If you're an architectural fan, right? This is where they really apply the material honesty to the facade. You have brick texture, you have the mild steel texture. Even the logo is left to rust a little bit. Then you have pavers along the main entrance. And then how to add that flavor of luxury to it. Landscape treatments, water fountains to soften everything. But after all, this is a very old address. If you can see from the front, there's an old Plaza Prima. Don't know whether still got people or not. But now let's go find out our friend, because we're gonna check out his unit. So this will be the main drop off, and you can see you have the quartz design. This will be the concierge. Then this will be the office tower already. Again, look at the treatments of the architectural elements. Nice. Anyway guys, this is Tony. Tony say hi. Ayo, 背光了. So coming to the back to the property, right? So this is the not so fancy part of the building, and you have the PVR flats here, and these are just illegal parkings all the way. So we just passed by the food court, and what we can see here is the amount of retail that is available. Some are empty because the management is also actively filtering the amount of tenants, the type of tenants, I would say. Apparently in this building as well, there is a college. What we can see also, the architectural language, there is that raw feel, structural honesty feeling, right? All are transpired into the retail space. Let's see how far it can go, maybe until the residence, right? But so far, very pleasant. So we are now in the podium level, where it connects all building types together. In total, there will be 1,600 over units of residence, 1,633 if not mistaken. Then you have an office tower at the end, then the retail will be on the bottom. So all together is supposed to be complementary to each other. Here you can still see the demonstration of the building technique and material choices. As these are like somewhat retail spaces, and I heard the owners of the company has acquired several of them because the office tower is going to be the HQ of this particular developer. Hence, this somewhat becomes sensible where it can somewhat be the flagship. So in the future, if they want to launch future projects, they can just use this place, right? So this is an actual demonstration of what they can do, what they deliver. Then for staff, you can just walk over, then some of them actually stays around here. Yeah, so that's very integrated, very nice. Then this will be the journey walking around the facilities. You have brickworks, then you have pebble wash, you have concrete slabs, you have crusher runs, then you have hedges for privacy, then the landscape treatments. Everything is very nice. And then when you thought it's the end, right, there's a beauty clinic at the side. Then even the columns are decorated instead of the normal concrete columns, right? They are using steel circular columns. It gives you a very industrial feel, a very raw feeling. And that was a real trend 4 to 5 years ago, which is the launching time of this project. But this one just handed over completely like last month, so a lot of people are still moving in. But if you judge based on the number of students just now, pretty good. Then you also have shuttle that brings you to KL Central and Mid Valley. So if you walk around there, right, it makes a lot of sense. And within this central podium, you really are isolated out from Old Klang Road. I can't really feel the congestion. I cannot really feel the hustle bustle from the street anymore. And it's very amazing architecturally when you come to a central space like this, right? Within one of the busiest road in KL, you actually feel okay. So for today, we're going to check out a unit in Tower C. So from the podium level, there will be inclusivity elements going into respective towers via key cards. So coming out from the lift lobby, this is very well decorated, and the brightness of it heavily contributes by this big panel over here. So this really opens up the space, and it's openable, so there's actually ventilation to it. That's nice. Width is around 2.7, height is around 2.7 as well, but I really like all the details. Look at those track lights, look at these panels, right? And spray paints, so much texture, so much color. Even the floor is so uniquely done. And for this floor plate, there will be 13 units per floor, serviced by 3 passenger lift, 1 service lift, and it's arranged in the double loaded corridor setting. Then coming out from the lift lobby, the width of the corridor is 1.7 by 2.6, and this is like their signature, as we have checked out their previous project before. A dramatic downlight that gives you this effect when you walk around. Then walking around the corridor, this will be the window panel at the void area, but it's absolutely sealed, leaving windows only for ventilation. Today this will be the unit I'm going to check out. Type C2 at Tower C, 884 square feet, and when you come in directly, you will have the kitchen tucked at the side, then you will have an island dining, living, then the balcony. Then this will be a 2-bedroom layout, sharing 1 common bathroom here and an ensuite bathroom within the principal bedroom. Pretty direct. And Tower A and B will be the full residential building. That's why they handed over way earlier. So they have direct access to the facility, podium, swimming pool. This Tower C and Tower E is commercial buildings with HDA title. So that's why they just handed over. But in accordance to Tony, the entire treatments of the common area is way more fancier than Tower A and B. So that's great. And it really depends on what's your intention when you buy. From the corridor, this is the gate that they give right in front of your door. Then this will be a 1.36 width foyer going into the main space. Tucked at the side then will be the kitchen space already. So this is a dual linear where you have somewhat like an island, also the main kitchen space. The width of the worktop here is 1.8 meters, and it comes with a backsplash along with all the plug points. Very nice. 2-burner hood and hob by Electrolux, top and bottom cabinets, fridge. However, for the yard space, then they just provide the washer and dryer in this setting. And this is most often the time the debate, like, why don't you just provide a yard space? Because a lot of people still like to naturally dry their clothes using the sun. But then in terms of modern living lifestyle, I think it's fine, right? So I don't know, what do you guys think? Then at the end, this will be the connection to the aircon latch outside. Cool. So right opposite the hood and hob, you will have your basin here in this island setting, overlooking to your dining and living. And what you can see from the flooring, I like that there's quartz textures to it. It's not that plain matte type. And this unit is actually a fully furnished unit provided by the developer back then when they were sold, and it's actually one of the favorites for a lot of customers here. A lot of them just opt for this fully furnished unit because the intent is for short-term stay. So the wall-to-wall width here for the kitchen space is 3.7. It's a little bit shorter for the living, but it's still relatively wide. It's around 3.4, and the ceiling height is 2.9 meters. Then the selling price when they bought this was around 700 over 1,000, around 800, but this one just handed over, so we don't really get a valuation just yet. The rental rate is currently 2,900 a month for this fully furnished unit. Walking through the space, like this 3.4 meters width is really evident. You can see after putting in the furniture, right, everything looks so small. Then this will be the balcony. And this unit connects to the central podium, and that will be tower A and B. So the length of the balcony is 3.4 meters by width 900. You will have a steel handrail. Then you have tile floorings in the center, and this looking over, that will be Old Klang Road already, but you just don't see it. But what's surprising is you don't feel the intensity from the main Old Klang Road at all. Like you don't feel traffic, you don't feel noise, or just so happen it's so quiet today lah. Right, a bit noise you can hear a little bit here and there, but what's scary, right? Just when we thought Old Klang Road is already so developed, so high intensity, right? There's still a lot of pocket lands available around proximity. And based on the sales figures so far shared by the team, the demand for this location is still very evident, and that explains why there is still so many new projects coming out within this stretch, because of its proximity to city centre of course, but it's also surrounded by a lot of mature areas like Puchong, Taman Desa, Kuchai, OUG, Sunway, and etc. Via the connectivity to NPE, to Federal Highway, to Kesas, you name it, you got it here. But just for older folks who are staying around the landed around here, right? Is that borderline acceptable because the rate of erection for all this building is just way too fast. Then going into the bedroom, there will be 2 bedrooms here, 1 shared bathroom. This is 1.07 meters. And let's check out the common shared bathroom first. Wow! So what you can see here is full height wall tiles, and everything is furnished because it's a fully furnished unit. You have basin by Johnson Swiss, WC most likely by Johnson Swiss as well. You have this floating vanity, very nice, and I really like the texture choice made by the team, very tastefully done. That will be the shower area, a small window for ventilation. From the bathroom going in, this will be the first bedroom. So the dimension of the room is 3.6 by 2.8 meters. Very comfortable to put in a queen size bed, but you still have a lot of space for circulation. You can have bedside tables along with your cabinet. You have laminated timber flooring for all the bedrooms, in contrast to the main corridor space. Then for window, it's almost maximized all the way for facade. Okay, so I like that. That really changed the entire feeling of the room. But one thing to highlight as well, the distance between building here, I really do like it. So you won't feel the impact, like this building is right in front of you. There's no privacy issue as well. So even if I were to zoom in, right, I can't see anything much. But when we look from a distance, when we just drive past the project, right, it looks really scary. But when you come in here, very comfortable. Something to highlight, I really like the PowerPoint's height of it. Very comfortable. Then going in, this will be the principal bedroom. Whoa! So the wall-to-wall width here is 3 meters by 4.88 meters in length. You can perfectly squeeze in a king-size bed here, and you will still have a lot of space. Similar treatments for flooring, laminated timber flooring, timber skirting. These are just treatments from the ID. Then your cabinet will be on this side, connecting to your dressing table. Then this will be the principal bathroom. Principal bathroom. Basin Johnson Swiss, WC Johnson Swiss. You will have a huge window panel here connected to the void. Then again with the quartz textured tiles. There's this trimming here, very well done. It's so tasteful. Then here you will have a bathtub. Wow! Along with a shower screen. And this is an absolute example of a unit that's designed for short-term stay purposes. So you just add on a little bit more like the pillows, appliances, utensils and decorations, right? So this unit is good to go for short-term stay already if you take the fully furnished unit. Plus this is on a commercial title, so it's unlike the Tower A and B that's fully residential. That might be restricted if there's any restriction imposed by the government, but so far it's not going to happen, I guess. So this one is still very, very nice. I guess that's all for the unit. Let's head on to the rooftop facilities. Cool. So now we are in the rooftop facility and this is the gym room. Unfortunately, there's music around, so I can't rap a lot because there will be copyrighted issue. Anyway, the machines inside are awesome. Cardio machines are facing this full-size window facade looking over to Bangsar South side. Then you have the free weight area, you have the machine area. The gym is just very decorated. Borderline like a commercial gym outside. But what I really like is the concept still flows through the gym, where you have that incompleteness, that raw feeling of treatments. Ceiling is just left bare, then you have lines that are crooked on purpose, decorated with LED lights to give you that modern feel. Nice. Right outside then, this will be the sitting area. Then next to that will be this sky pool, an elevated lap pool. And you can see the panels here with lightings, right? When it shoots up at night, it's gonna look like a lantern. Amazing. Then the pattern for the pool is also something else, with the infinity edge at the side overlooking Bangsar South. So from this perspective, you can see the forest reserve, and this is the Bukit Gasing already. Then that will be Pantai Dalam going into Bangsar South. If you walk around here, that is MPE connecting you all the way to Bangsar already. But so far, my favorite elements of all will be the sensitivity to design language, also the design materials. For example, like a wall panel like this is absolutely unnecessary, right? It has no use at all in terms of function, but in the eye, visually, it just gives you that flavor, that tinge of luxury. And this treatment is carried across all spaces, including the ceiling height, including the wayfinding, including the flooring. It's not your usual tile. You have texture to it. Oh, I like it. Also, they got their target audience sorted out accurately. Like for Tower A and B, the target audience are more inclined to families. Equipments and tools around the common areas will be slightly different. This one is a bit more of a youngster crowd. That's why you can see punching bags around the gym. Again, van blocks for the changing room, and you have like cast iron treatments for the wayfindings. Tastefully done. So there are actually two levels to the Sky Rooftop Facilities. So this is the highest floor ones, and this will be the Sky Dining, where you can just have your personal chef here to serve your family and friends. Then there's a bar area, a karaoke area. Then you have outdoor dining if you want to. Then this is also connected to the back facility that is actually a Sky Lounge. So this is pretty common in this developer's work, as most of their project also will have this facility. Then next to that will be the herbs garden as well. You can see the entire treatment is still flowing through the very raw inorganic treatments to all the spaces. And the view here, it's not crazy amazing, but this will be overlooking Bangsar South, Pantai Dalam. But on the near proximity, you will have the river and the PPR project. So one observation here is that usually PPR flats like this are built in a location that is less in demand, and this was built a long time ago. So these were locations that are not very in demand, but because the city continues growing, the city is actually running out of places to develop and build already. That's why now it's pretty common to have very exclusive projects next to PPR flats like this. And you can see the traffic is building up already from KL side. And that is also one of the main reasons a lot of people would like this place. It's just closer to office space, closer to the action. And I guess that's all for now. It's now time for Sean's take 3 on 3. So I'm now walking at the internal road after turning right from the traffic light if you come from Mid Valley. And behind Millerz, right opposite, will be the PPR flats. And the roadside parking here are just terrible, not even after office hours yet, so it's only going to get worse. So this will be one of the main concerns, like the uncertainty here. What if there's going to be a new high-rise here? Oh no. So for the first thing I like, definitely the address of Old Klang Road. One will be the connectivity, as this is easily accessible from multiple highways. MPE, Federal Highway, Kesas Highway, and Old Klang Road itself is the main road that connects a lot of matured addresses into KL city centre, such as Taman Desa, OUG, Bukit Jalil, Puchong, Kuchai Lama, and etc. All are just one turn away. That's why this road always jam lor. The second thing I like will then be the design treatments. I would say the design team of the developers. The entire philosophy of the importance of design within the developer, I think is amazing. Not only like from the external elements into the unit, you will see this consistent flow of concept. Like for this one, it's a little bit more industrial, a little bit more inclined to material honesty, where things are left bare, left unfurnished to have that imperfection. Technically, this is way harder to build compared to the normal ones. But from the outside landscape treatments, instead of using the round pebbles, they use crusher runs instead to give that rough feeling. Going into brickworks for your wall facade, going to bare concrete panels, ceiling as well. Tied in with the landscape treatments and the downlights. I think their lighting strategies around the common areas is also very dramatic. Usually we will see it's a very clinical treatments of white lights all the way. This one is very targeted yellow lights. Like if I'm raising a family, then it wouldn't be very friendly because my kid will just knock around. But if it's for adults like Tower C and Tower E, it's a little bit more targeted for short-term stays. So that little dramatic effect really adds on a lot of flavor to the overall concept. So you can see the lantern treatments in the Sky Lounge, the LED treatments around the gym, the spotlight at the swimming pool area. All this just adds on a little bit of luxury into all the spaces, and the degree is just nice. Beyond that, not only within the project itself, from project to project, it also flows through very well. As we have visited some of their projects before, it's very consistent. And the third thing for this project, it's somewhat like that flagship project that they're trying to prove to everybody because of the involvement that they have. First of all, you have the mixed development component where you have residents, office, service apartment all together, right? So it's supposed to be in complementary with each other, but it's the softer things that's very hard to achieve. For example, the functioning bus stop, that's number one. Number two, the retail component, the food court that's designed for the college students. Then you have the developers setting up their HQ directly in this tower, so that will further bring in more people. And the real estate agency is also going to set up a lot of offices here. Apparently, a lot of their own staff and agents also stays around this block. So to me, that involvement of the management group within their own project, this is very, very hard to find because they have built so many other projects. Why this one to be their focus, right? For the three things I don't like, then will be number one, the micro elements around the site. So we have Klang Road, one of the busiest streets that's noisy and congested. But when you go into the central area or Tower C, right, you don't actually feel anything already. Amazing. Also, this is a very, very old address. That's why infrastructure wise, traffic planning wise, not as great. That's why when you want to come out from the projects, immediately you will face with jam right in your face. Well, that's part of Klang Road's characteristic. But to me, what's the eyesore here will be the old buildings of Plaza Prima in front, all the Wisma, right? All the old buildings, the old shop lots next door as well. And right behind the project, there's still this empty land. That's currently the setting for illegal dwellings, I think. Then you have the PPR flat behind where the road is going to be parked full with cars. Well, those are beyond the jurisdiction of the developer, but just something to take note if you are going to invest in this project. Because when you walk around, right, you will just see them. Although there's a clear demarcation of boundary, it's still there. Then the second thing I don't like will be the surrounding density. The amount of competitors for this project is just crazy. Like within a stone throw away, there's like 10-20 projects all together here, where you can see Bangsa South, Taman Desa, Kuchai Lama, OUG, Bukit Jalil, right? Just when we think this area is oversupply like mad already, these 1,006 units all together are 100% fully sold. So that indicates the demand for such locations still. That's why almost immediately they are working on the next project already called The Evo. Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. And last of all, just where we thought Klang Road is already fully developed, there is apparently still a lot of empty lands around. And it's very, very scary to just think that this is just the beginning of Klang Road. We haven't seen the fully matured, maximized Klang Road yet. So, in terms of capital appreciation, I'm not too sure, but the current rental rates, I think it's still pretty healthy. Well, that's like the overall theme for a lot of projects right now. Just when we thought Subang is fully developed, it's still going. Just when we thought Klang Road is fully developed, it's still going strong. And that's crazy. I guess that's the demand for spaces around these matured locations. And do I like this project? Yes. From an architectural point of view, I love it. From an investment point of view, okay. from own use point of view, I don't mind. Really, I don't mind, because look at all these treatments, right? And looking at the students walking around, fully utilizing the bus stop and all the facilities. Very nice, especially when they segmentize all the product accurately. Anyway, shout out to Tony for showing me around. Thank you very much. And if you really like this episode, like it, share, and even subscribe for more information like this. Until next time, this is Sean Tan. Ciao.